my little table talkers. Welcome back.
Give them a nickname.
We did give them
we
Did
did.
you not listen to our last episode, Amy?
If you guys didn't listen to the last episode, go watch it. It
And
was
if
a little
you
bit
were
chaotic.
sick, look, if you had the flu and you were sick and you've been sleeping all day, that's okay. Now you can listen to it when you get home.
Exactly. Like Amy.
Yeah, so that you know that now we're calling them table talkers.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, hello, my little table talkers. Welcome back to TGTT. This is our episode 4, the third full episode. So today, we're going to be talking about how, as girls, we all experience this one thing. Sometimes it's a blessing some ways, in more ways it's a curse. What are we talking about, Carol?
Periods.
You know what? If you're a guy and you don't get your period, because, just listen to it, because, you know what? It's helpful. It's like human.
It's
Very insightful. I think,
it's human
especially if you have a
nature.
girlfriend.
Especially if you like have a girlfriend. I mean, if you don't, maybe you'll get one.
Oh, sure.
And, you know,
This will
Or
help
if you're
you
gay,
get a
it's
girlfriend.
yeah.
Okay.
Unless Carol steals your
Oh.
girlfriend, then you're
Oh,
screwed.
like
Oh.
me for real. Anyways, so
Okay,
who
so
is here today?
let's go ahead and see who's here today. So we have Suede.
Hi, Suede.
Every time, bro.
Go again. What is your name?
Daniela.
Carol.
And I'm Amy.
And I'm Melanie.
Okay.
And this is TGTT. I don't know why I said that.
Okay, so today we're talking all about periods, about period products, about our struggles with periods.
But first, I feel like we should start with when did we get our first period? How was
First
that
period.
like for everyone?
Oh yeah, I think I got my first period. I think I was like in 7th grade. And like I usually get in the morning, so thank God it wasn't like, a bad experience. I got it like in the morning before I went to school, and I was like, what is this? Like, why am I bleeding out? Like,
I had a horrendous experience. I was 10. It was PE.
Oh.
And we were doing, what are they, curl-ups, push-ups? The one where somebody used to hold your feet down and you were on the mat.
Sit-ups.
Yeah, sit-ups. And the guy, he was like, it was a guy holding my feet down. And it was right there, blood stain. He was like, hey, you have something in your pants. And I was like, what? And I wanted to kill myself.
Lady, you want to go?
Well, mine was like pretty simple because first of all, my mom is a gynecologist, obstetrician gynecologist, so she taught me all about all that stuff. So I wasn't like, oh my gosh, what is this? I wasn't freaked out. But I got mine in like, was it like beginning of 8th grade or something? So, but I wasn't like freaked out or anything.
Oh, you were just like normal.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I got my period, and she's like, okay, cool.
For me, I hate this. I regret it. But I was kind of excited when I got it because I was like the last one of my friends to get it, and I was like, I felt so left out. I wish I would have enjoyed when I didn't have it though. For like the first time, it was pretty simple. I was about to go to bed and I went to the bathroom and it's like, it's right there. What was traumatizing was the second day because we went to a water park.
Oh.
I was 12 years old. My mom did not let me wear tampons. She was like, you're too young for that. So she made me wear a pad to the water park.
Oh, no.
That fills up with water. It was terrible. It was so embarrassing. I had a lot of accidents that day. It was very traumatizing
And the second
experience.
day too, which is the
I
heaviest.
know, the second day, and I was wearing a pad full of pool water because my mom wouldn't let me
And then
do
like
anything.
cool water and period blood.
For real, because my mom wouldn't let me. She didn't let me until like later that year. She ended up letting me because I like cried and screamed and begged her because we were going on a cruise. And in true Melanie fashion, I got my period the day before. So,
Of course.
So my period, I got it when I was 8, so like 3rd, 2nd grade. And it was I didn't know what that was yet. So I got it and I was in school too.
Got it really young.
And I was like going through it for real. So I felt like, I remember feeling super bad and like not wanting to eat and whatever. And then I think I stained the chair. Like it went through my pants and then stained the chair. And then I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I think someone like calls my my stepmom and she brings me pants and everyone was like, oh, why did you get new pants? Why did you get new pants? And I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm like bleeding or whatever. And then So then I go home, I still don't know, I'm like crying, my mom's laughing, and she's like, you got your period. I'm like, bro, why am I bleeding out? And my flow is like horrendously heavy. So it was like kind of traumatizing, low key. And then I was like the first out of everyone to get my period.
Yeah, I mean that's a really young age. How are you guys with cramps? Because like the first time I got it, the first time I got it, I didn't feel anything. Okay, I do get heavy mood swings. Like I'll be like, oh my god, I love you. Like, and then like Daniela would look away, and I would be like, do you hate me? Like, what is this? Like, why are you acting
For real,
Yeah.
I've gotten like really, really bad cramps to the point that like I've had to stay home from school. I've talked to doctors about it. Like, it's just really bad cramps that literally like I cannot get up. I can't do anything. I will literally scream. So I've been to doctors about it. One time I had to go to the hospital, but every single time they're like, you're fine. This is normal, right? So they refused to give me anything for it. One time I had to go to the hospital for it. They put me on a bunch of drugs because I was just in so much pain. And I did like an ultrasound and everything. The doctor's like, you're fine. It's just your period. You're fine. The next day they send the ultrasound results to my like regular physician, and apparently I had like a cyst that ruptured.
Oh.
I knew you were about to say cyst because I have the same thing.
And they were just like, it's normal, you're just on your period. So I feel like people really will just normalize women going through a lot of pain and just not care, because it's like, oh, you're a woman, you gotta go through that.
I remember when I was in 5th grade, I would literally, my periods would be 3 hours long, non-stop, and I would literally like cry in class because it hurt so bad. But I wouldn't cry, like I would just be like, whatever, it's normal because it's my period, but that's not normal.
Yeah, and a lot of people with endometriosis, I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's a condition, you know, that makes your period a lot worse, and a lot of people don't really get diagnosed for a long time because they'll be in a lot of pain, and people are just like, that's normal. So I think that's definitely an issue.
Yeah, I personally don't get a lot of cramps. Like in the beginning, like the first like year, like I got literally no cramps ever.
That was me.
Literally nothing ever. And it's funny because my mom's a gynecologist, guys. So when I say it sounds weird, but my mom would brag to her work friends that I never got cramps, and they're like, no, that's impossible. They're gynecologists.
I can imagine her mom going in like, guys, guess what? My daughter doesn't get cramps.
No, I'm so serious. And she was telling all of her little doctor friends, she's like, no, she doesn't get cramps. And they're like, no, how is that possible? Because they're all guys, first of all. They're all guys she works with. And they're like, how is that possible? How can you not have cramps? She's like, she doesn't have cramps. And they're like dumbfounded. And then I got cramps like last year.
Yeah, that's been happening.
But the thing is, they're not even bad. It's like, it's very, very minimal. Like,
I feel like the first few years it doesn't really do anything, but nowadays it's like I know when I'm about to get my period because like I get really bad pains, and the mood swings are the worst.
Yes.
My symptoms are heightened. Every single symptom I have is heightened by like 50, so I already have mood swings, and then on my period, it's actually the worst thing ever.
Dude, I'm such a brat because first of all, I think I'm coming up on my period because I've been a real brat lately. Like,
I'm a brat right now. I don't want to get out of that seat.
Before we were recording, I was like, Amy, come sit on the floor so you can be heard. And she's like, no.
I don't want
to move. Anyways, no, but whenever I'm getting close to my period, I become such a brat. And then when I'm on my period, I'm just a crybaby. And then after, I'm fine. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I know, actually, my parents have actually gotten better over the years, which thank God, because there was before I literally couldn't handle them. But now it's like gotten so much better. And but I do know when I'm about to. I get really emotional.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I cried yesterday because
really
like
emotional.
I dropped like an egg yolk in the sink. And I started crying my eyes out.
Oh my gosh, I will bawl my eyes out over
I was crying so hard. And my boyfriend wasn't, he wasn't responding on his phone, so I was like,
I get so moody. I honestly don't know how my boyfriend specifically deals with me because like everyone else in my family is like used to me, right? But I'll get on him for anything. Like the other day he sent me a text message and I think it was like one word that was like off and I got really mad at him. And or something like that. Like I'll just like go off at him for no reason.
I don't even be getting mad. I just be getting really sad. Like we were I was
get
at his
sad
house
too.
watching Lilo and Stitch, and like They were gonna
cried
take.
to Lilo and Stitch, even
I
if
cried.
no, I'm not on
Yeah.
my period.
They were-
I was watching Matilda. Like I went like on a RV trip for spring break, and on the way back, I was watching Matilda, and I started bawling my eyes out because. Not because like anything sad happened, but because Matilda started the movement, and I started crying because she started such a big movement.
That's me on everything though. I start crying.
I never
because I'm
cried
super
so
proud
like
of people. I cried.
I don't cry because I'm proud.
I cried because
I'm
of
sad.
Amy. I've seen her on stage, and then that's just
Oh,
I cry. I
no
cry because
way.
you're on stage. I cry. I feel like a mom whenever I see
Yeah,
y'all.
but
so I
like
just- I'm a
on
big
your
crybaby.
period, that like gets even worse. Like, and I feel like
Yeah.
I don't even realize until I'm off my period that I'm like, oh my god, like it was not a big
No,
deal.
I
Like,
notice people will call me out. Like, for example, my boyfriend at this point knows when I'm about to get my period because I become such a big B word, right? I'll be like crying. Like the other day, I was on my period. The other day, I started crying because I started like daydreaming. Well, not daydreaming, but like imagining him cheating on me. Even though that would never happen. Even though that would never happen. I just got sad for no reason and I started crying. And he's like, What's wrong? Like, what? That's not gonna happen. And I'm just there sobbing.
And then y'all be wondering why they say, "Oh, is it because you're on your period?"
I think that's
Yeah, that's
something
true.
that like people are like, oh, you never ask your girl if she's on her period, but like sometimes I think that's like such a thing, but sometimes it's okay to
Yeah.
ask, are you on your period? Because first of all, that gives me an excuse for my emotions.
Yeah.
I don't want to be yelling at you. Trust me.
Just to clarify, you know how like Melanie is in a straight relationship. Not that she's straight, but she's in a straight relationship. Imagine if you are in a homosexual relationship and your periods sync, or like it's just that if both of you get periods and they sync because they usually do sync. It's so like chaotic. Like they're both like we're both.
And
You
yeah,
know,
and it's
like in a mood, and then it's like, oh, like you're not thinking about my emotions, and it's like, whoa, you're not thinking about mine, and it's like it becomes a whole big deal just because the period sync. Like, yeah.
Also, talking about syncing, did y'all know that was a myth?
Are you kidding me? You didn't pay for the Bluetooth feature?
There is literally a Bluetooth feature. Like,
Bro, I didn't know that until Swade the other day. She was like,
No,
dude,
because
that's
the
literally
other
Why do
day
you
we
think
were
they made full
talking.
premium?
Oh my god. The other day we were talking and we were talking about like syncing, and they were like, oh my gosh, I'm literally synced with so and so. I'm like, oh. They're like, oh yeah, we're always syncing. I'm like, no, you're not. Syncing is not a real thing. And
I know that it's not a real thing, like scientifically,
But I
but
believe
it's
it.
so fun to
Emotionally,
believe in
I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's fun to believe.
It's fun
But-
to believe in it.
Yeah, my little gynecologist mother.
Well-
I talked to her about it, and she's like, no, that's not a thing.
well, actually, I don't know. The thing is that it's, you know how your heart and your breathing syncs with the other person if you're like, they say that if you lay on a person and you listen to their heartbeat, your heartbeat syncs. Which I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Yeah.
But like I think they're
It's
like
cute.
it's cute. Yeah, they're like cute things to believe, and I don't know.
And
it's like
either way-
ways to connect
yeah.
with people.
And
Yeah.
either way, it is kind of, I guess it's just a coincidence, but it does happen a lot where you'll
Yeah.
get your period at the same time as
The thing is,
a bunch of other people.
With that, there's only 30 days in a month, and there's like about 28 days in everybody's cycle. So the likelihood of you being at the same time as one of your 20 friends is super, super likely,
I
which
only
is why
have 4
you.
friends. Not
There's-
20.
1, 2, 3. Oh shit.
Oh, shoot. There are only 4 of us.
Dude. I'm sorry, Carol. I'm sorry,
Well,
Carol.
4 plus Carol. Carol's 4
Oh.
friends.
She only has 1, 2, 3, 4 friends.
So I posted a thing that's like, it costs $0 to be a nice person. And then Carol was like, yeah, but it also costs $0 to be a hater.
Literally.
No, but she's true. Like I could not sign that little thing out there, the little like stop hate thing, because
Guys,
I'm a
we're getting
hater.
off topic.
Okay, anyway.
You're right. Because I'm on my period. Sorry.
Literally. I'm sorry. We're like all crazy right now.
Yeah.
Like always. But anyways, what were we talking about?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, pads and tampons.
Yes, period
That's-
products.
Oh.
Period products. Yeah.
Let's talk about, okay. 'cause
Oh,
the other
actually,
day-
you know what? I use pads. I don't like tampons because I don't know. Like maybe it's my mentality. I'm not out of it. I guess I like pads. But I want to try a period cup.
I've been thinking about that. I want to try one so bad. I want to get
That's
Okay,
even
you
scarier.
guys, let me tell you my experience with them. So basically, Last summer I was at the beach. I was like staying at this Airbnb by the beach, and we were going to the beach every day, and I got my period. And the thing about tampons is that every single time I'm on vacation, the thing with tampons is that they don't last anything for me, and I need to be changing them every 2 seconds. Literally, they don't even last me an hour, even if I use super ones, because I have crazy flow. I don't know how people say, oh, they last 4 hours. No, dude. So, I was like tired of it. I'm like, I'm not gonna spend my vacation doing this. So I told my mom. I was like really scared that she wasn't gonna let me, but she did. And we went to the store and got me a diva cup. It's terrifying. They're big. And it was like really scary to try and get in. Like, I was there for like an hour, and I guess I just was really scared, so I couldn't do it. But you have to like fold it in a specific way. I'm an expert at it now, but it was really annoying. And then you have to make sure that you put it like far enough, and that because it kind of suctions a little bit. So you have to like be careful with that, because I started getting like really bad cramps, like really bad pains. I'm like, oh my god, what's happening to me? I'm dying. So then I went and like I readjusted it, and it like everything was fine. And then taking it out, I was so scared, because like there was only one bathroom in the Airbnb, and I was like there. I was standing in the shower because I was like, I don't want to make a mess. I was trying to take it out, and it wouldn't come out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get stuck in here. I'm gonna have to ask my mom to come and take this out of me. And there was like my freaking stepdad was like trying to get into the bathroom because he needed to take a shower, and I'm like, oh my god, they can't find out that I'm putting something. But after that, eventually I got used to it.
Wait, how did you take it out?
I took it out. It just came out. Like I pinched
No, I need a
it,
graphic
right?
detail.
Yeah, you have to pinch
I
it when
pinched
goes
it, but the
up,
thing is
and
that
you have to pinch it when
little
it goes
fingers,
down.
you know,
Yeah.
like I got tiny hands. But I got it out. Eventually I became kind of like an expert at it, and it lasts literally the whole day. It lasts you literally the whole day. And it's really amusing to see how much it actually is that comes out. Like,
I need one of those.
And actually, like, first of all, it's better for the planet, because now you're not
you're reusing it.
Yeah, you're reusing it, and it's not like how do you say that, unhygienic? Am I saying it right?
Unhygienic?
Yeah, that's
It's a
right.
lot healthier for you than tampons, because tampons can give you like toxic shock syndrome.
Yes.
I think, okay, can we talk about that? Because a lot of people are like, oh, tampons give you toxic shock syndrome, but you can also get toxic shock syndrome from like literally anything.
Yeah.
And it's only tampons if they become infected.
Yeah.
And if you have a tampon on your body for 8 hours, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but like even like right now, I've worn pads my whole life, but then those feel like a literal diaper, bro. Like there was a point where I just couldn't do it anymore, and then Suede was like, just use a tampon. I was like, that was so scary. But now I'm using tampons. But even then, I need to change it like every 2 hours, an hour.
Tampons. I'm still a little baby about it, and I'm like terrified of them.
There's a big thing where it's like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. But the thing is, once you do it, it's literally not scary.
Yeah, like
anymore.
your body was made to be able to handle like a baby coming out of you.
Exactly.
It's not gonna be scary to put a little thing, you know, in you.
Tampons are great and whatever, but I still have to wear a pad under because my flow is so heavy. And,
Exactly.
And then, but it's not as big as before because I literally that went from like my back to my stomach, bro. Like that was horrendous.
Dude, it's like when I wear pads, I can't wear the normal ones. I have to wear the overnight ones.
Yes.
I have to wear the night ones because if not, they don't last me
They
a
don't last
second.
me-
One
exactly.
time, I didn't have a pad, and so I asked my friend, "Hey, can you give me a pad?" And she gives me this tiny little thing the size of my hand. I'm like,
That's me.
"Oh my
Yeah,
god!"
my flow is very like regular.
Yeah, my flow
so-
is very light. So like when people ask me
if
for a
it's
pad, all I
lying
have
on it.
is like the ones for me.
No, I have to grab like three of
Three of
like my friends'
those.
pads and like stack them.
Yeah, me too. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I got the big Pampers.
yeah.
I got
You got the
scrolls.
Pampers?
I got the scrolls.
I actually need you
I
to give me
know.
one right
The
now.
pads
One of my
I
friends-
wear are like bigger than my forearm because like you
Yeah.
need front and back coverage because if not it like rolls back, you know.
Especially when you're sleeping, I need like full on.
Yeah.
These are the ones that I use.
Right.
Like, literally.
Oh my gosh.
I need
We're
it
sharing
so
pads
bad.
right now.
Girl just
God.
whipped out some pads from her book bag and just like threw it at Amy.
Thank
That was
God.
great.
I needed them. Like,
They are
thank
so
you.
Me and
big. They're
my
so big.
And
we all whip out our
Put on some
Wait,
tampons.
tampons.
Wait, what if I want to try one? one. What if I want to
You
try
want
it?
to
take
try
it.
it? Go.
Oh, I
Is
used
this a
to.
small?
bunch.
Is this
Those
a
are
small? Does that with the S?
No, that's
Super.
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 Super. That's like
I
one
think I
before
might have
Ultra.
Alright, how do I put
oh,
it in?
this one's tiny.
All right, Amy. Maybe for later.
Okay, later.
Right now, bro.
No.
This one's tiny if you want to try it.
Oh shit, I'm so
It's a
scared.
lot
Regular,
easier.
like,
I'm actually really
We
scared.
are
Okay.
just like sharing
Wait, wait,
period
I need you
products
guys.
right
No,
now.
I need one of you to show me how to do it though.
I'll
Okay.
show you later.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Okay, I want to talk about
Are you gonna use this one?
the meaning of like your period. I feel because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, your period means this and your period means that. Like, what do you guys think
Yeah.
about that?
Wait, what?
The meaning of your period.
Honestly,
like,
I don't really believe in any kind of stuff like that. Like, I don't believe in horoscopes or
I thought
things
it
like
just
that.
meant you didn't have a baby.
not as in
I know the one you're
astrologically,
talking
but
about.
more like religiously.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
for example, you know how like you can't get married, like
Or, like,
yeah,
you're a
Or
woman
yeah,
I
this,
know,
that,
I
or,
know
like, how
in
pure you
some
are.
like Muslim religions you can't like fast if you're
And
on
you
your
can't
period.
pray.
You can't pray if you're on
Yeah.
your period.
I feel like Arisha would know about that.
Arisha
but
would know
we
about
should
that.
ask her,
Arisha's
yeah.
not here right now.
Actually, I have this period app. Speaking of the horoscope thing, I have this period app called Stardust that connects calls it the moon cycle, and it connects to your like horoscopes and things like that. Like for example, I'm a red witch because I get my period on the full moon, which is pretty cool.
Red witch. Wait, I want to
Isn't
be called
that
a
so
red
cool?
witch. Correct.
Actually,
Put that in.
It's called Stardust.
But,
But
okay,
anyway,
But you know, people say that when you get your period, it's because you're like mature now and whatever. But
Yeah.
I got my period when I was 8 years old. Y'all. I
Exactly.
was not mature. I was
Yeah,
not a
right.
grown
I was
woman when I was like 8 years
10. I was
old.
scared of it. Like,
Exactly. It doesn't.
A little bit off topic, but what do you guys think of like the people who throw like period parties? Do you think that's super
I
weird?
think
That's
no. I
weird.
think that
I think
they.
that's
weird. I'm sorry.
What? I think that I would be so extra if I knew that I could have a party for my period. I would have had one. I would have had one
I
with
feel
all my
like-
friends, and I would have been like,
let
hey,
me
guys.
be the mediator here. Like, I don't think a party, like, oh, just telling the whole family, oh, she got her period, making a big red cake, you know. I mean, like, it would be fun maybe if, like, you get it. You have a little get together with the women in your family, and they can give you like advice, and they can like talk to you about it. Maybe like a nice intimate dinner with your female relatives, and that way that you feel a lot more like sometimes for a lot of people it's a lot, like very scary. Maybe that way you'd feel a lot more like safe. You know, you
Yeah.
have these people who have your
Like
back.
that.
I feel like the fact that is now more talked about because before it was like, oh, you can't tell like anyone that you're getting your period. Like that's so,
So
like,
taboo.
Yeah.
I think that's also like the thing is not just now, like as in like the time of the world that we're in, but also like even just like a few years ago in middle school, it was super taboo. Like people were like, oh, you have a pad, like and you're like hide it under your shirt, but now we're just like
you
here
like
you go.
hide pads like if they're drugs, and like Daniela just
Smack
passed the
for
whole
She just
paper
literally
to
just-
Amy. Like
Literally just chucked it across the room.
Yeah, because like
In middle school, I would be dealing tampons like they were drugs, you guys. I was like the tampon dealer.
Also, yeah, the education about tampons, because I did not know they couldn't be flushed down the toilet.
Oh my God,
Till
what?
like literally like a week ago or like 2 days ago.
I had a
Wait,
friend.
what?
Like, I didn't know that. Nobody
I
told
had
me
a
that.
friend who was literally I found out the other day that she was flushing pads down the school
What?
toilet
What?
this whole time, and I'm like, you can't do that. And she's like, you can't?
That's why-
She's the reason that the bathrooms are always closed.
No, that's why my mom. I was like, yeah, no, I like flushing down. She was like, girl, you can't do that. I was like, you can't do that. Like,
Oh my
I
gosh!
didn't know
But
that.
some like here, some bathrooms here, like they don't even have like something to put in, like. At my old school, the middle school bathrooms, like almost everybody in middle school has their period, but there was no like little trash can or like the little
Yeah.
thing on the wall. Like there was none of that. So it's like, what do you do?
That's the thing is I know like they before they didn't have anything for like the period products, so I'd just be there. I'm like, okay, well I guess I'm not taking my tampon out of my body because there's nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
So and like why is there nothing? And I think that's something that's like often overlooked, especially like in schools and stuff because you have so many students that are on their period that are going to be on their period every single day. But there are no resources and things like that.
There was actually, I'm pretty sure there was a teacher in I forgot what state it was. There was a teacher who got in trouble for supplying period products to her students
I
because
was
they
just
said that was that was inappropriate.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we
so
all
weird.
have-
That's crazy.
And the fact that nowadays, the thing is it passing the law or whatever that like
There
you
was
can't
a
talk
bill.
about that?
There was a
The
bill
There we go.
But
that was gonna
products.
not products, but there was a bill that was
Dude,
gonna be
the
passed in
education
Florida
one.
about like education, and they were gonna like limit how you talk about periods.
Yeah.
Amy's a
We'll
red
talk-
witch.
Oh my
Guys, we're red
goodness. She's a
witches.
red witch
I'm trying to
too.
see mine.
But
We're red witches too.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Okay.
I don't
But
measure
I
my
wanted-
period. I don't know, like.
okay, but like the thing with like products and things, I think it's crazy, first of all, that they would say, oh no, you can't be distributing period products to your students because the school doesn't distribute them.
That's
I know
what I was gonna say.
some
There was-
schools
yeah.
have like the little like tampon vending machines
They're
or
always
whatever like in the
empty.
bathroom, but even when those are there, like you'll see them in public, they're always empty and you can't get any,
Or you have to pay for
or
them.
you have to pay for them.
Well,
And
I've
that's-
seen
they
I've seen them
shouldn't have
in
to pay for them.
I've seen them in schools, but in schools they're always empty. Like they have nothing in them.
You have to go to the nurse. You have to go all the way to the nurse and be like,
Yeah, and it's
"Hey."
like at that point it's like it's not a safe place for people who have periods. Schools are very anti-period because like let's say I need to get something, right? None of my friends have anything. I have to go to the nurse. They're going to ask me why I want to go to the nurse so that they can write me a pass. Then I have to go all the way to the office and go ask somebody I don't know for a pad. And it's like when there's already enough stigma about periods, nobody wants to do that.
And thank goodness for female nurses. Imagine having to ask a male
Exactly.
nurse
Actually,
like,
one time I needed to go to the nurse to get a pad because nobody knew how to one.
I feel
And I had gotten my period. It was like my pants were literally stained. My boyfriend had to give me his jacket, right? And I asked my friend to go with me, like, hey, come with me. I've never been to the nurse's office. I'm like a little nervous, so, right? She goes with me. We asked the teacher, and she's like, the teacher, a woman, she lectures me saying that you haven't gotten this far in life, needing others to hold your hand, whatever. Basically, just calling me like childish for needing someone to go with me, and I'm like, wow.
Oh my
That's-
god. I heard a story about one of her classmates. She got her period during class and she like talked to the teacher and she was like, oh, I need to go to the restroom because I got my period. And the teacher was like, oh, you should have known that. Like, she was like, how was I supposed to know I was gonna
That's
get,
crazy.
like, what? And she was like, oh, like, you should have known, like, this and that, like, you're being irresponsible and this. Like,
Also,
what?
on the topic of teachers, I know like all the girls who like use their period as an excuse. I know sometimes it is a real excuse, like you're in like actual crazy pain and like you cannot move. But other times you'll see the girls who will just be like, oh no, I can't, I'm on my period. And they'll sit there.
Yeah,
And
especially in like gym, and when there's like a male coach who just doesn't know how to go about it,
exactly.
you know. And so I
and
feel
if
like
the
that
male
kind
coach
of
says something,
Yeah.
then
That's me, though.
they're a misogynist and they're like they hate
Exactly.
all girls.
Like,
no, that's
yeah.
low-key me though.
No, but honestly, doing exercise on my period makes it better.
Better, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
you just gotta
no.
push through it at first, and then it gets better.
Anytime
But
that I have cramps and we were doing the mile or like practicing for the mile and I had cramps, I went up to that man and I was like, I have cramps. I have feminine issues. Can I go to the nurse? And they just go.
Oh,
The
hun.
thing is
Me, I'm one of them
that
bitches.
the people who lie about their periods, like to get out of things, kind of make it worse for all of us who actually get
actually-
Oh wait, let me
pains and
state that I
stuff.
didn't lie. I had my
I know,
period.
no, of course. But like the people who like don't have their period, or they're not actually in any real pain, and they go and they say, "Oh, I can't do this. I have cramps." You know, eventually, if everyone's doing that, no one's gonna believe anymore. And so then somebody who's actually in pain and can't do it, they're gonna have to just push through because nobody's gonna believe them anymore. You know what I
That is
mean?
true.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say that there should be more education, especially for guys, because when
Guys don't know anything about
Or
periods.
Literally.
even
No.
even girls, bro. Because I didn't know tampons could be
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
it's
education.
Tampons can what?
couldn't be flushed down the toilet.
Oh, I thought you said that they can be. I was like,
No, but I
Like-
think the education for that isn't really taught because they don't teach it in school. First of all, like I remember when I had to take PE and they had like a sex ed portion in PE. They weren't talking about periods and things. They were talking about gender and if should you say hey guys if somebody doesn't identify as a guy and things like that. And I was like, okay, where is the health portion of this? Because I know we talked like about like biology and stuff during biology, but we like nobody really knows like what you need for it, how long they last, like everything like that.
Exactly. I once had a guy ask me if I could hold it. I was so disappointed.
What?
Dude, I once had a guy ask me if I could hold it, like if I could hold my period.
Dude, I once had my cousin. We were like, I had my period, and he was like, "Oh, doesn't blood only come out when you have cramps?" And I was like,
What?
"What?" I was like,
What are you talking about?
No, because
What
it's
do you
actually,
mean?
and having to explain it, I had to explain it to my boyfriend because he doesn't know anything about periods, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm bleeding right now. You're bleeding? Like that happens like for days, non-stop. Like it doesn't stop at night or anything. I was like, why would you?
Dude, why would you?
Why would it stop at night?
No, my favorite thing is like watching those videos, or it's like boys react to like feminine products because they're always clueless. Like they always
Oh yeah, they don't know
Yeah.
how to use it.
they don't know how to use it. They don't know how it works. But honestly, that's like kind of sad that as a society we don't teach this is what this does or whatever, because like even some girls don't know those things. So
And then we shame. I've seen a lot of people who shame men, being like, "Oh, do you want a cookie?" Because they take period products with them,
Yeah.
and they want to
No,
help
it's
women,
good,
and I see them being
exactly.
shamed, and it's like,
People say
no,
they're
yeah.
like pick me guys.
yeah, it's
Which is like, if
it's not a pick me guy.
If I was on my period at my guy friend's house and he was like, "Hey, I have pads," and he gave me one, I would be very appreciative.
Yeah, me
Right?
too. Like, I don't understand.
I would be appreciative that somebody actually cares, because it's like, why are we calling them pick me guys?
Exactly.
We throw that word around way too
I mean,
much.
there are people who do things just to get attention from girls, but it's like you can't discount everything that like when people put effort into like
Exactly.
being nice.
Yeah, it's just, oh my god.
Anyway.
Honestly.
Yeah, periods are crazy.
There's a lot to them.
a lot to them.
And I want to try a diva cup.
Just to yeah.
And I'm trying a
Just
tampon
to
today.
wrap up. Also like the pain and everything. I did want to touch a little bit on the what's that machine that like guys put on? They get to, like
cramp simulator.
yes, that's also really good. I want to touch on that, but I think we're running out of time. So
We should have an episode, like video, where we just put that on guys and see.
That would be so
funny.
funny.
On our boyfriends.
I want to
wanna
try
do that.
it and be like, does that feel actually
Did
like
I- did that
accurate?
actually-
Yeah, I've
Accurate?
been wondering if it's actually accurate. I want to do it.
Yeah.
me too.
Anyway, maybe we'll try it and tell you guys.
If you
how
guys
it
want to see
goes.
that, tell us.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be so funny. I would love that. But in conclusion, we're all women. We all have periods. Some of them like are crazy.
Even, there are many women that don't get.
There's
that,
some periods that don't
There
have
are
periods.
there are men who also get periods. Just
And
to
there are
True.
clarify
women who
that-
don't get periods.
Yeah.
There are women who don't.
But-
so.
As women with periods, we've all had like our individual experiences. Don't be scared to use products that you don't know about or like aren't really aware of, because you never really know until you try.
So true.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Me, I'm taking a leap today.
I'll take a leap too. I'm gonna buy one.
Well, after they show me how to use it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna have fun, right? Anyway, it was fun talking about this.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was TGTT.
Yeah.
We out.
Okay. See you later, table talkers.
We won't.
See you later, table talkers.
Okay.
Alright.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. T-G to the T-T-I-T. Girls Table Talk. Woo! Okay, bye-bye.